Graham, they're off and running now. Special Dane has gone away with the field. Zadako on the outside bounced very quickly. Landed in front of the early point. Special Dane pushing forward. So is Nick Idow, and Eddie Rhythm getting up on the inside. And Art and Soul is nice and prominent. Settling down, Zadako working hard. Can't get across in front now from Nick Idow. And Eddie Rhythm makes a liner through the fence. A length further back, Art and Soul. One then to Special Dane running fifth. One further back, So Brisk. And then came French Clock. They're followed by Veering further back in the race. And Mustang Red 2 to Cool Prince from Strike Force. And last of all is Admiral Smoky at the 400-metre mark. Any Rhythm, Nick Idow and Zadako. Art and Soul and very wide Special Dane on the outside starting to run on. Two further back then French Clock, and So Brisk is looking for a run. Around the turn, Any Rhythm from on the outside. Zadako and Special Dane starts to round them up on the outside. Special Dane has hit the front from Zadako out very deep. So Brisk back to the fence. He's a little green, this fellow. Oh, he's too good, this colt. He wants to head out wide, Special Dane, but a very easy win. Strike Force from a long way back, but Special Dane scores 3/4. Strike Force got through to run second. Third's tight French Clock or So Brisk back on the inside. A gap then in the race to Mustang Red Cool Prince, and then came Art and Soul. Further back in the race then came Admiral Smoky. Zadako dropped out from Veering. Any Rhythm a fair way back, and Nick Idow after showing speed near the tail.
Number one, Special Dane, $1.50, 1.20. 3 Strike Force, $5.10. Of 8 French Clock is third. It'll pay $6 or 5 So Brisk. It's showing $2.40.
One Special Dane, 1.50, 1.20. 3 Strike Force, $4. 8 for third. French Clock at 7.10, or number 5 So Brisk, $2.40.
Number 8 gets third. Number 8, that's French Clock. 1, 3 and 8. 1, 3, 8 on the opening race today. 1, 3 and 8 here. Special Dane began with them. Never probably closer than 4 to the fence with the rail well out. And pretty new on the home straight here. He just wanted to hit out about 4 or 5 off the outside rail, but this rider Lincoln Coffey's given him a fairly soft run to the wire, and Special Dane will derive a lot of improvement out of that. 3 second Strike Force. Now this horse has come from second last at the 600 to make good ground back just off the inside, and third to number 8, and that is French Clock. Not far ahead of So Brisk back on the rail. 1, 3 and 8 in the frame. 1, 3, 8 after race 1.
Right, more from
And they came out in a reasonable line, although Liberating a little bit slow into stride. Glacial Lass has bounced okay, so's Meccano out deep, and Bronze Idol showing some speed. Liberating pushing up inside, Aislinn settling now. At the 1,000-metre mark, 2 to My Fabulous Star. Further back, Elsie Elmer had to ease back. Timpanet on the fence, and last of all, Silent Tempo. Meccano's got a cross from the outside. No, it just can't get to the fence. Liberating pushed up inside it, and they're 2 in front of Glacial Lass, who gets straight into the box seat now running third. 2 further back, Aislinn. My Fabulous Star, 3 out, and back in the middle then Bronze Idol, 1.5 Silent Tempo, 1 up outside Elsie Elmar, and back on the inside Timpanet. 600 out, Meccano on the outside, a half Liberating, a length and a half Glacial Lass has had all the favours third. 1 to My Fabulous Star fourth, and they're followed by Bronze Idol. Aislinn given a crack with a whip from Silent Tempo. Elsie Elmer and Timpanet last of all. Meccano 3/4 in front of Liberating. Oliver's at work now on the favourite Glacial Lass, a length and a half off Meccano, who shot for home on the turn, and Meccano went away 2 in front now. Glacial Lass starting to knuckle down and go after the leader, who's got a big break. Then My Fabulous Star out wider, but Meccano's 3 in front. My Fabulous Star finishing well out wide, followed by Glacial Lass, but Meccano worked hard up in front, and Meccano wins a length and 3/4. My Fabulous Star second, 3/4 every chance was Glacial Lass third from Elsie Elmer, and then Liberating. A gap on the race, Aislinn, Bronze Idol from Timpanet, and Silent Tempo back at the tail.
2 Meccano, 7.50 and 2.10. 5 My Fabulous Star, 1.70. 3 Glacial Lass, $1.20.
Okay, and on the Super Tab, 2 Meccano, 7.40 and 2 even, number 5. And My Fabulous Star to pay 1.70, 3 Glacial Lass, 1.20.
Glacial Lass, who was put under pressure just before the turn, and this was able to get away, Meccano. Greg Charles on the point of the turn, and beat 5 My Fabulous Star, Brent Thompson, and third number 3 Glacial Lass, Damien Oliver. 2, 5 and 3, 2, 5, 3 in the second for the day.
right, the third.
Racing, Pots and Pans missed it from the inside, and it was a pretty good start. Other than that, Ivories and Pioneer jumped well, and so did Custody. Going up very quickly is Bull Market in that pack of horses too, is Mr. Innocent, and Shin Can See will burn the lot of them off, being followed through by Spend, and then comes Janko. Pots and Pans is going up on the inside. A break to Dali Brilliance, getting back to midfield from Chief Executive Arabian Night. A long gap to Hancock, Lanolin, and tailed off is Chicago. On the corner for home, and the Breeders 500 to run, and Shin Can See the leader narrowly from Bull Market. Mr. Innocent making a line of 3. Spen Park behind them. Plenty of room for him to come along the rails. Janko hooking out wider than Brilliance, followed by Pots and Pans and Custody, and Pioneers on the extreme outside. Mr. Innocent goes to the front. Spen's after him very quickly, however. Mr. Innocent's rider's gone for the whip. So too the enforcer, Mick Dittman on Spend. Mr. Innocent holding Spend, and then Brilliance and Shin Can See. But Mr. Innocent takes out the breeders. Mr. Innocent beats Spend, third Shin Can See. Brilliance fourth, then came Dahlia, followed at the head of the others by Janko. On the outside next was Chief Executive from Arabian Night, Ivories, Pots and Pans, Bull Market, Custody, Pioneer, and then Hancock, Lanolin and Chicago Absolute.
On the Super Tab, 9 Mr. Innocent to return $18.60 and $4.80. Second to 14, Spend, a place dividend of $1.90, and 13 for third, Shin Can See, $5.30.
Spend $2.20 and 13 Shin Can See, $5.80. Oh, it had every possible chance. The second horse had a lovely run, but couldn't catch Mr. Innocent. That was a very strong performance by this colt, chestnut in colour, a 2-year-old by Mr. Henry C. from Miss Guilty, and ended up as Mr. Innocent. Raced by Mr. C.K. Coe, trained by Mal Gerard at Coffs Harbour and ridden by Brian York. Number 14 is second, Spend, a chestnut colt 2 by Geiger Counter from Univolta, Graham Rogers and Mick Dittman. Number 13, Shin Can See, third, a bay colt 2 by Bite the Bullet from Heaven Blessed, Noel Mayfield Smith, Chris Muntz. Number 2 ran fourth, Brilliance, got back to midfield in the early stages. Custody jumped well, and so too did Pioneer. The two best back runners got out very well, but they were pretty wide on the corner, particularly Pioneer, but they showed no dash down the home straight at all. And that win was very, very comprehensive by Mr. Innocent. A very strong win. 58.9, 58.9. Oh, nothing wrong with this track. Ma Wiener holds the record, 58. So we're only 0.90 outside, so you can bet your life we'll be going, track upgraded to dead, but that'll come along shortly. Here's Rodney.
Thank you, William.
Balls are back, they're off and running now. Pombay goes to east to the tail of the field. The other runners have begun pretty well on the outside here. Choo Chow Brother, one of the first out from Ivy and Windsor. Just behind them, Broadway Ballad. The outside here is I Wonder settling down. Back to the inside, Boss Castle from Knowles Wish. Pombay goes Noble Ben Barrel Mojay last of all. Up to the top turn, 2100 to go. Choo Chow Brother in front, wanting to go a little keenly, led by a length and a half. Windsor up second now. Broadway Ballad third. Ivy is running fourth from Boss Castle. They're followed further back in the race by I Wonder around Knowles Wish. Then Il Mojay, Pombay Ghost, and last of all, Noble Ben Barra. Coming down the straight with a lap to go now, about 17.50 out, and the leader Choo Chow Brother out 2.5 in front. Second in the race is Windsor, third on the inside, Broadway Ballad from Ivy. Then came I Wonder, caught 3 out from Boss Castle, followed by Il Mojay, Knowles Wish. Pombay Ghost going up on the outside of it, just inclined to pull a little on the little rider. And last of all is Noble Ben Barra, 1600 out, and down the side, Choo Chow Brother led by 2. Second is Windsor, Broadway Ballad third, 1.5 Ivy, and 3 out on the outside, I Wonder, Boss Castle the fence. Pombay Ghost is going around Knowles Wish. He's a bit of a difficult ride at the moment for this boy. In fact, I don't know whether the saddle might have gone forward on Pombay Ghost. He's gone from second last, and he's pulled his way right around the outside, around that turn. Yes, the saddle's moved on this favourite, and around the turn at the 12.50, and Pombay Ghost, he's got no alternative to let it go, with the saddle going up on the horse's neck on this favourite, the grey, and Pombay Ghost. He's freewheeling out in front now. He's 4 lengths in front. In second place in Choo Chow Brother, 2 further back Windsor. Broadway Ballad on the fence, 1.5 I Wonder, 3 deep around Ivy. Boss Castle on the fence, and further back then Knowles Wish. Then Il Mojay and Noble Ben Barra last of all. Off the back of the 800-metre mark, Little Seikos has got little or no control on this one. Pombay Ghost with a saddle up on the horse's neck. It's out 6 lengths in front. Second in the race is Choo Chow Brother from Broadway Ballad. A few of these are off the bit. The saddle's moved badly on this leader. Then came Windsor further back in the race. Noble Ben Barra starting to get a wriggle on. He's winding up quickly around Knowles Wish, and further back then Boss Castle. Pombay goes to the 5.50, 2.5 in front. Second is Choo Chow Brother, hard ridden 2 to Noble Ben Barra. Then came further back Broadway Ballad and Windsor. Pombar Ghost, he's sitting high on it. As they come to the turn, he's still 3 lengths in front. Choo Chow Brother can't reach him from Noble Ben Barra. Broadway Ballad, he's a mile out in front, Pombar Ghost. The saddle's come back for this little fella after moving forward mid-race, but Pombar the Grey's out 4 or 5 in front of Noble Ben Barra from Broadway Ballad. This is a very good effort. Pombar Ghost, it'll stand Sakos, he won't forget this one. And Pombar Ghost wins 2.5 from the run home. Noble Ben Barra second, Broadway Ballad third, Ilmoge fourth, the gap in the race further back. Then came Choo Chow Brother, followed by Boss Castle. Then came Ivy, Noel's Wish. Well back in the race, then came Windsor. And last of all is I Wonder.
1 Pombar Ghost, 270, 140. 3 Noble Ben Barra, 240. 2 Broadway Ballad, 230.
1 Pombar Ghost, 280, 150. 3 Noble Ben Barra, 220. 2 Broadway Ballad, 250.
There's a horseback.
On the second, Newcastle with correct weight, 9-7 and...
For which they're off and racing. And the Gold Coast filly best out, Anna Lee. Little Shoes, the favourite, jumped out well and is going to head Anna Lee. Greeting moving up into third posse, followed by River Century. Overall's trapped out wide, a length the Gimmick, and then comes Arietta Sen Gigi Beach. Cupid Star, a break then to Bonanova and Platonic, and last of all is Jangles. Onto the course proper near the 1100 metres, and here on the outside, being hard ridden to get across Anna Lee. She shows the way and accelerates here about 2 lengths. Little Shoes overall wide third, Greeting back to fourth the inside, and then Gimmick followed by River Century. A length to Arietta Sen Gigi Beach on the rails, and a couple then to Bonanova and Cupid Star Platonic, and Absolute as Jangles. Down past the 700 they go. The rider steadying Anna Lee. She's a half length on overall. Little Shoes between them 3/4 away. 1 to Gimmick, and then Greeting and River Century closely followed on the outside by Arietta Sen Gigi Beach, locked in from Cupid Star and Platonic. Bonanova's a distant second last, and Absolute Jangles as they wheel for home. Anna Lee's in front on Saffron's. Not for long, because quickly Gimmick wide out, hits the front, and on top of the rise, Gimmick the leader, a length on Arietta, followed by Little Shoes immediately under pressure, and Platonic on the outside. Greeting is next from Sen Gigi Beach and Cupid Star. Gimmick the leader, 150 to go. River Century and Arietta try to get to Gimmick, but Gimmick is pulling out plenty. Greeting and River Century battle out minors, but it's Gimmick too good. Gimmick has won from Greeting and River Century, followed on the outside Sen Gigi Beach, deeper out next Platonic, and then came Arietta, Bonanova. A break then very deep out was Jangles. Little Shoes disappointed from Overall. Next to last Cupid Star, and the early leader Anna Lee at the tail of the field.
11 Gimmick, 17.20 and 4.20. 3 Greeting at $2.80. 7 River Century, $8.
$15.30 and $3.80. 3 Greeting, $3.20, and 7 River Century, $8.70. Well, a few flops on that. Now, the time will be of interest, but the infield electronic timer hasn't worked there, so we'll await more on that front. Gimmick has always promised to develop into a handy filly. She won that with a lot of authority. She's by Sir Tristram from Court, and gives me the impression that the longer the races get, the better she's going to like it. She's only had 8 starts. That was the second win. She is raced by George Cronitis, Graham Rogerson, Patrick Hogan, of course, the breeder from New Zealand who stood Sir Tristram, Dr. R.J. Thompson, and J.F. Woodward, of course, trained by Graham Rogerson and ridden by John Marshall.
Moving in at the coast.
Second placing to number 3, Greeting by Canny Lad High Precious, Bay Filly 3, John Hawkes, Grand Cooksley, and 7 River Century, although those minors to be confirmed by Centane, River Letter, Brown Filly 3, Bob Thompson, Corey Brown. 11 will be first. In fact, I think they might be having a problem with the infield board. Full stop. Disappointing, certainly, Little Shoes. Every chance, and Bonanova, the stablemate, didn't do much better. Very strong.
7.
Racing now, Don't Say Goodbye on the inside, and Boulder Bounce quickly. They beat out now. Gliding Light is travelling forward, and Londolese out in a hurry on the outside. Is going to cross over the filly. Londolese from the outside heads off now. Don't Say Goodbye, Boulder and Gliding Light. Further back, Comet King, Regal Ruler, Drink Card Princess. Starway Express, 2 or 3 further back in the race then. Dropping out of it there is Jacob Carson, and last of all into the back is Recount. It's Londolese from Boulder going up outside it. They're about 2.5 in front of Don't Say Goodbye on the inside of Gliding Light. who's now third. Don't Say Goodbye fourth. They're followed by, moving up, Regal Ruler going up on the outside to be fifth. A length and a half, Starway Express, Comet King 3 out. Drink Card Princess, the rail, and 2 further back in the race then came Jacob Carson, last of all recount. Pretty good pace off the back of the 850 where Boulder had cleared the field. 2.5 Londolozy, 2 further back, then Gliding Light on the outside of Don't Say Goodbye. He's had a good run over on the inside. It's about to push out. Then Regal Ruler, and further back in the race, Comet King around Starway Express as they bunch up now from Drink Card Princess, trying to get clear. 2 further back in the race then came Jacob Carson, and forget the other one recount. Off the back, Boulder in front of Londolozy, and on the outside further out on the track then came Gliding Light. Don't Say Goodbye just behind those, and Regal Ruler pulls to the outside from Drink Card Princess and Starway Express. Around the turn, Londolozy hit the front now from on the outside. Gliding Light from Don't Say Goodbye, still trying to balk its way clear. Further out, Regal Ruler, but Londolozy, the filly in front. Don't Say Goodbye to the inside. Further out, Gliding Light. Gliding Light getting up to Londolozy. Londolozy, Gliding Light going home better. Gliding Light, a neck on the line to Londolozy. A neck third is Don't Say Goodbye. Then Regal Ruler further back, then Boulder from Drink Card Princess. Making some ground, Jacob Carson picked a few up. Further back in the race then came Starway Express, Comet King, and Recount last of all.
9 Gliding Light, 15.50 and 3.80. 3 Londolozy at 1.70. 2 Don't Say Goodbye at $1.70.
9 Gliding Light, 14.90 and 4.10. 3 Londolozy, 1.70. 2 Don't Say Goodbye, $1.60. Race number 2 in Sydney, dividends 11.37. 11 was the winner, Gimmick.
Racing. And General de Diem first away from Addy Win, who's racing the General early. Now I think Brian York's going to let Mick go, and Addy Win he is. And Addy Win by 2.5 lengths on General de Diem. In third spot, Trader Vic moving up quickly now. In fact, runs to second. General de Diem pulling a bit third. 2 to Pleasure Giver. A length further back is on the inside Trico from Powers Wide Out. And last is Bacon Empire. Addy Win the leader onto the course proper. And down past the 950, she has a break of 2 lengths on Trader Vic. A length and a half to General de Diem. By G's giving Brian York a torrid ride. He's pulling and reefing, followed wider out by Powers. A length and a half then to Tri-Cove, parked on the inside of Pleasure Giver, and just over a length to Bacon Empire. Addy Win under restraint down towards the 650 by 2 lengths on General de Diem. Allowed rain now, and quickly sliding up into second spot. 2 lengths to Trader Vic and Powers from Pleasure Giver and Tri-Cove, and a length to Bacon Empire. On the swing for home now at the 420, and Addy Win rolling off the fence a shade, straightens up about a length and a quarter on General de Diem, who's getting closer to the filly with every stride. Oh, Brian York hasn't moved on this Super Colt. Pleasure Giver's running a good race, but down to the 200, and General de Diem shot away from Addy Win. Pleasure Giver moving into second posse, and then comes Trader Vic, but General de Diem in front. Pleasure Giver on the outside is making a race of it with the General, but the General is hanging on, and he'll win 9 out of 10. General de Diem, 3/4 of a length to Pleasure Giver. Third posse going to Trader Vic, followed on the inside by Tri-Cove, then Bacon Empire. Addy Win knocked up and beat one to the line, and that was the tailed off Powers.
Super Tab, 1 General Nadim, 140, 1 even. 3 Pleasure Giver, 290, no third for 2.
Second, Pleasure Giver. By gee, that was a nice performance. $2.60, and number 2 will pay no dividend, Trader Vic. Well, you heard the call. He saw, Brian, that Mick was keen to lead on the filly, so he obliged. General Nadim seemed to pull and reef and tug, and he didn't settle at all for the first 600 metres, but he quickly strode away in the straight. But I tell you what, in the last 50 to 75 metres of the race, he'd had enough, in my opinion. Maybe he tended to pull himself into the ground early. The time is 1:23.52. The record is 1:21.90. And the placings are official 132. General Nadim making it 9 out of 10 by Nadim from Military Bell, a 3-year-old chestnut colt raced by the Glengarry Racing Club Syndicate, managed by Mr. C.R. Ashdown in partnership with R and Mrs. H. Ashdown, T and Mrs. A. Mock, D and Mrs. L. Jackson, and Dr. F and Mrs. J. Schubert, trained by Billy Mitchell and written by Brian York. Second placing going to Pleasure Giver, number 3. My gee, that was a run. Bite the Bullet, Set to Please, a Bay Colt 3, John Morris, Shane Dye. And third going to Trader Vic, a Bay Gilding 3 by Canny Lad from Audley Street, John Hawkes, Darren Beatman. The breakdown will be interesting. Of course, his next main mission, I assume, General Nadim, is the Caulfield Guineas, commonly regarded as a sprinter's mile. Well, if he settles early in the race, he's got the necessary to win and win well. But if he pulls and reefs like he did today, well, you know, it's going to be a much harder assignment for him over 1,600 metres. He's only won today by half a length, with 2 1/4 lengths second and third, a half by 2 1/4, 1:23.52, 35.42 was the sectional time.
Moving in at the case.
Okay, and now an update for Adelaide.
And race 5.
Okay, race 5 in Adelaide.
Off and running. Bounced at a beautiful line too. Tosca King away running on the outside. Hot Touch began okay and going with those Sun and Air first to break the line now. All inquiries travelling forward. Zar Hero is just back off the pace midfield, settling down. The leader is Sun and Air now from Thai Boxer and King Cossack tracking deep. All inquiries right behind them. Fourth, Hot Touch. Fifth, the fence. 1, Tosca King. 1.5, Zar Hero. 2 to Romanizer from Honest to Goodness and Cape Seed. Coming down the side now, and Sun and Air in front now from on the outside of it, Thai Boxer. King Cossack very wide around the outside of Tosca King. All inquiries. Hot Touch the rail. Oliver's got away from the fence now, and Zar Hero from Honest to Goodness, Romanizer and Cape Sea, but they're bunched up at the 550 metre mark. Sun and Air on the outside. Thai Boxer. Tosca King 3/4 away, running third, 1.5 lengths. All inquiries. Then came Zar Hero about 4 lengths off them from Hot Touch, and further back Honest to Goodness. Sun and Air got going on the home turn. Let a length now to Thai Boxer. All inquiries waiting for the run from Tosca King, and then out wide is Zar Hero. Sun and Air first for home now. All inquiries gets out, going to it quickly. Tosca King wider out from Zar Hero. Sun and Air and All inquiries draw to fight it out. All inquiries put its head in front. All inquiries too strong. All inquiries beat Sun and Air 3/4. Zar Hero third, right behind them. Hot Touch from Cape Seed. Tosca King a gap in the race. Thai Boxer, Romanizer. Then further back was King Cossack and Honest to Goodness last of all.
Winner number 2, All inquiries, 5.40 and 1.90. 1, Sun and Air, 2.30. Third, 5, Zar Hero, $1.60.
And on the Super Tab, number 2, All inquiries, 5.70, 1.90. 1, Sun and Air, 2.55 for third, Zar Hero, $1.50. That treble on the combination in Melbourne of 1, 9 and 2, $390.
Outside here, Zar Hero. There it is now. 215, 215. All inquiries got right up on the speed and was too good in 111.8. Number 2, All inquiries. First up win today for Jim Mason and Connections, written by Mark Flaherty, who's riding in great form this time round. Sun and Air second, just skipped clear on the home turn, run down late in the race, and Zar Hero finishing quite well out wide to get up and grab third. 215, race number 5 today, 215.
Race 6, 2, it's win.
Off in the Dulcify, and the Queenslander Heliosis actually the first one away, jumping pretty well, spying, and in the third spot is El Mirada, followed by Like a Beal. Brew trying to get over, then Stay Lucky from Missingham Bridge. Tie the Knot is 3 deep, and 4 wide the filly in the field, Tropic, as they race about 300 metres, and Heliosis shows the way. 3/4 to a length on El Mirada. Third on the fence is Spying inside Like a Beal and Brew. Then Stay Lucky, a length to Tie the Knot, still covering some ground. The speed is only muddling. Missingham Bridge second last. And now 3 deep. Going around them is Tropic as Tie the Knot drops back to last, but only about 8 lengths off the lead at the very max, and Like a Beal goes to the front now. 1,400 to go. Like a Beal in front, not for long again. Heliosis punches through and shades Like a Beal. Third is Brew, and travelling for the El Mirada. Stay Lucky fifth on the inside, followed by Tropic. Tie the Knot going through inside of Spying and a length to Missingham Bridge. It's again Heliosis kicking away to a lead of about a length on Like a Beal on the far corner near the 1100. Third, 2 away is the New Zealander Brew on the outside of Stay Lucky from El Mirada, and a couple of lengths to Tropic, Spying, and Tie the Knot is over on the inside, and last is Missingham Bridge. It's been a very slowly run race, and as they head to the side and the crossing at the 850, and it's Heliosis showing the way about a half length on Like a Beal. Brew wider out, and Missingham Bridge's rider not happy with the speed and whips around the outside of the field and goes to the front in the twinkling of an eye. Daring tactics by Kevin Forrester on Missingham Bridge, but again Heliosis punching through to join it, and Like a Beal between them from Brew fourth. A length and a half further back Stay Lucky, and then comes El Mirada Tropic. Second last is Spying, and Tie the Knot on the inside is last. There's almost a run. Oh, there's a mile of room for Tie the Knot as they straighten up. Shades of Rose Hill a couple of weeks ago, and Tie the Knot after Stay Lucky. Missingham Bridge dropped off, and then Spying. El Mirada's not doing enough, but Tie the Knot right up against the rails. Dashes away a length on Spying. Stay Lucky in the third place, but it's all Tie the Knot. Tie the Knot a length and a half clear on Spying. El Mirada getting going again, but Tie the Knot, what a freakish run again. Tie the Knot has beaten Spying and El Mirada, followed home by Stay Lucky, and then Tropic with Brew, Like a Beal, Heliosis, and Missingham Bridge at the tail of the field.
Super Tab 1 Tie the Knot 230, 120, 6 Spying $2, 2 El Mirada 140, and the treble on 11, 1 and 1, 93.90.
But, good luck went the way of Darren Beatman, and Tie the Knot did not have to come round a single horse. 230 and 120. Number 6 second, Spying, it will pay $2, no numbers official, and 2 El Mirada. Lost its posse at a vital stage, got going again over the last little bit and has returned $1.30. Tie the Knot making it 3 wins from 7 starts. He's had a second by Nassapur from Whisked, and as I've said a couple of times, he's got a little bit more dash than some of the better Nassapur horses I've seen in the past, and that is certainly going to stand him in good stead as he gets older, and by gosh, what a good future he's got. By Nassapur from Whisked, of course, a classic winner in Melbourne, Whisked, and trained by Guy Walter. He's done a great job with this horse for O.P. Tate and Mrs. J.G. Neverson, and ridden by Darren Beatman. 1, 6 and 2. Spying by Dane Hill, Tale of Intrigue, a Bay Gelding 3. Bart Cummings, Glen Boss got home very well indeed. And El Mirada by El Moxie from Gales Glen to Bay Gelding 3. Bart Cummings, Shane Dye. 4th to number 3. Stay Lucky. 7 Brew was 5th, and 11 Tropic was 6th in a bunch. 1, 6, 2, 3, 7 and 11. The Quinella 970. Exacta is $14.50, $14.50. The trifecta $30.60. Extra double on the ones, $3.10. And the margins a length of long neck, 208.72.
Sing. Jumped at a good line too. New Shanghai beat them out down on the inside. Grey Demon going forward after the start. Fergana's handy now, followed by Carinia Habit further out there. Propaganda, Sonic Sky when they settle down from Peppered, Perry Como, Radira, Telenation, and it's windy again. New Shanghai and Grey Demon on the outside around the first turn. Not much between them. Grey Demon going up on the outside to get his head in front of New Shanghai. 2.5 further back. Fergana running third. 1 to Sonic Sky, nice and handy fourth. 5th is Carinia Habit from Propaganda, a length off. It's back running 6. 2 lengths further back, Perry Como, Peppered 3 deep, Radira of the fence. 2.5, Tell Nation, it's windy again last of all. 9.50 out, and Grey Demon on top now by 2.5 to New Shanghai. 1.5 further back for Ghana, and on the outside of it then Sonic Sky facing the breeze 4th. 1 then to Carinia Habit. 3/4 further back then came Propaganda. 2 then to Peppered, who can't get on the track around Perry Como, Radira of the fence. 1.5, Tell Nation, and last of all down the side now it's windy again. They're well strung out going to the 6.50. Grey Demon out by 1.5 to New Shanghai. A length further back for Ghana. Outside it, Sonic Sky coming into the race now 4th. 2.5 Propaganda, Carinia Habit, Peppered. Further back, Perry Como, and Radira given a crack with a whip from its windy again. Tell Nation. Grey Demon in front from New Shanghai, and Sonic Sky on the outside. Then Fergana under pressure further back in the race then. Perry Como and Carinia Habit, they're getting up on the inside. They'll need some luck to get out. On the turn, Grey Demon 2 in front of Sonic Sky. Perry Como, New Shanghai, Carinia Habit, then Peppered out wider. Grey Demon still in front down at the 150 metre mark. Shot over 2 in front of Carinia Habit and Perry Como. Grey Demon's doing it well, and Grey Demon all the way scores nearly a length. Perry Como, Carinia Habit 3rd. It's windy again out wide 4th from Peppered, New Shanghai, Propaganda, Radira. Sonic Sky didn't go on from the 400, and the last 2 for Ghana, and back there with a Tell Nation.
Winner number 11, Grey Demon, 35.30 and 7.20. 12, Perry Como, $4. 4, Carinia Habit, $3.30.
Number...
Okay, 11 Grey Demon, 33.70 and 10 even. Number 12 Perry Como, 4.50, and 4 Carinia Habit, 4.10.
Ace for Terry, and 3rd number 4 Carinia Habit, ridden by Steve King, 11, 12 and 4. 11, 12 and 4. Grey Demon has just kept rolling along in front.
Further afield then Sophie's Voice.
Away in a very, very even line too, and Encounter and Monet's Cove jumped out well. Falante going through on the inside. Well, no rider really keen to lead, followed by Juggler wide out. Into Gazers in the middle, Iron Horse on the inside, and 2.5 to King Ivor. Well, the little Aussie battler, Kev Moses, has Monet's Cove in front as they race down towards the 1,200 metres. A half length on Falante, and they're not going quickly. 2 lengths Encounter. A length further back is Iron Horse, followed by Juggler, still trapped out very wide. Into Gazer, Horse off the rails, and 2 2 to King Ivor as they start the run out of the back straight now and going along the side of the 950. And Monet's Cove shows the way, can't clear. Falante leads him about a length. In third position, Encounter, a length and a half to Juggler, and then comes Iron Horse into Gaze and 2 lengths to King Ivor. This is the order at the halfway stage in the George Main, and it's Monet's Cove in front, only a half length on the heavily backed Falante. Length and a half to Encounter. Well, the baby in the field had a good run behind the pace. A length and a half further back on the inside is Iron Horse. Juggler's been wide from the word go. Into Gazes between Juggler and Iron Horse, and last of all is King Ivor. Around the corner they travel. Speed is on for the first time, and on the outside Monet's Cove just leads Falante. Encounter, Shane Dye looks very confident. He had a peep to the left and a peep to the right, and Encounter cantered up to Falante, and they beat off Monet's Cove a length and a half. Juggler. Encounter, Dye goes for him. Falante's not done with, but the 3-year-old is doing too well. Encounter a length, Falante. Juggler getting home late, but Encounter had enough on the line, but he wins the George Main. Encounter beat Falante and Juggler, followed by Intergaze, King Ivor, Iron Horse, and Monet's Cove was last.
Super Tab 7 Encounter to pay $3 and $1.80. 2 Falante, $1.70, no third for one.
$1.80. He'd had enough on the line, but